I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Like, that's the thing about, you know, realty, property, whatever. That's the thing about when you're interested in a home, a commercial space, that shit moves fast. Like, oh my God, moves so fast. I could not imagine if I was trying to get a home and you think you're about to apply. It's like, this is your dream home. Like, oh my God, you can see the vision. And you're literally walking out the door to your car so you can apply. And then you get an email like, it's sold. Like, what? Like, that's how fast it moves. I'm just practicing how I look when I have my little staff meetings in my new salon storefront. Anyway, so as you can see, I'm definitely in a new location. I'm actually in my new storefront, my new beauty bar, my new salon. I think I'm gonna go with beauty bar because it's way more than a salon, honestly. It really actually is a beauty bar. I just didn't know that God was gonna bless me with the space to be able to do anything other than have a small suite. So I'm kind of stuck on the word salon, but it's definitely a beauty bar. And I'm just here to talk about it. If you can hear, y'all, it is storming. Like, when I say storming, it's storming. The power tried to play with me one time already. The power cut off, but she's back on. So we're gonna try to roll with it. Hopefully it doesn't cut off again. I have my Popeyes strawberry frozen lemonade. Listen, the chokehold that Popeyes has on black people, I don't even want to talk about it. Anyway, I have the new nuggets. We're just gonna get into it. We're gonna have a little mukbang and we're gonna talk about how I secured my location. Because, you know what, I can just back this up. We don't really need to get into me. We need to get into it. First off, the lady at Popeyes put way too much strawberry syrup in my lemonade. And I don't know what it is. Like, I don't like that jelly. Like, I don't like artificial fruit. And it's like really pissing me off. I almost wanna put water in it. Okay, so this journey for me started about a year ago, over a year ago. It started in March of 2020. And I say that just so you guys are aware that this is not a quick thing. I didn't decide I wanted a storefront and a month later I just found something, you know, like that does happen for people and, you know, they are blessed for that to happen. But I'm just saying that, you know, take your time. You are signing a contract, you are signing a lease. You know, you can be sued, you are held responsible. It's very serious when you think about it. It's not for the glitz and the Instagram and the social media and the posts. You're gonna post that pig, baby, at the end of the month. Your landlord gonna want his rent, okay? So it's not just to be cute. You really are held responsible. So, you know, take your time. I'm looking at my notes, but so I started looking in February, March of 2020. I have a aunt that's a realtor. So I asked her to come with me. I saw a property. I asked her to come with me. It was really nice. It was a storefront, but it was on the second floor. So, you know, sometimes you see storefronts and you see the large windows, you know, and in between them, it could be like a door. And you have to go in the door, go upstairs, and then like you can enter that business. And so that business's storefront is like the upper window. That's basically what I applied for around that time. Or I didn't apply for, sorry, that was basically what I saw and was interested in around that time. So I had my aunt come with me. She went with me to go check out the property. And this was my first time looking at a property with a landlord.
I am disgusted.
Like, Popeye's fries are never like really it. Like, it just doesn't hit. It was very interesting to go with someone and have them ask all the questions when you don't know much about anything. My first advice is, if it's your first time looking for a space, looking for a property, see if they can accompany you to go see the property, just because there were a lot of questions that she was asking that I did not know. I didn't even think to ask. Like, I had no clue. For example, because everyone split the cost of water, split the taxes, and she's like, okay, so when a tenant moves out, how does that change, you know, the existing tenants rent, or, you know, what do they have to pay for if the tenant moves out? And so I'm like, oh, okay, you know, that is something I have to think about. I would have just went in there and be like, oh my God, this is perfect, and I would have fucking, girl, no. When I left that space, I really wanted to apply, but I was thinking like, okay, this is a little expensive. but I don't know. So in the process of applying, the guy was like, okay, well, you know, we have a lot of people that's interested, so if you're really interested, just go ahead and send over your financial statement. You know, we're gonna check it out or whatever. Financial statement, like I said, excuse me,
What the hell was that?
financial statement. So my aunt was like, okay, the financial statement has, you know, all these things on it. You really just want to list, you know, how much you make, how much you have to pay out, how much you have things like, you know, you're in debt for whatever. So let's say if I was doing a financial statement on myself, it would be, you know, how much my rent is, my car note, how much I have in credit. What else? Like, am I paying a mortgage? Am I paying rent? Am I paying student loan? How much is that every month? So all that goes into the financial statement so they can really get a full look of how you are financially, like a full view. So I sent that over to her. She sent it to him and he was like, okay, you know, this looks really good, but we are not sure about if we feel comfortable renting to you. He's like, oh, do you have a cosigner? So I'm like, no, I don't got no damn cosigner. So I'm not gonna lie, you know, it really made me discouraged.
I'm just not ready for all of this. It's just...
It's not it wasn't my mom's fault. She had no idea that in that year I was gonna up and wanna make some business move and that I would have needed a cosigner. I had decided I wanted to do it and I just jumped up and decided to do it within a few months of me making that decision. It just goes to show, like, there's certain things that other demographics can provide to their kids because of a long stemming society that allows that to be the case. Anyway, neither here nor there. The point is, I didn't have a cosigner and I got really discouraged. I just was like, okay, you know what? This is something I can't afford, because I also was, you know, talking with a couple of people that were interested in renting from me. And at the time, 2 girls dropped out and now I don't have really people interested. So God forbid if I do get a space and then it's beautiful, but then the rent is so high that I'm like, damn, I need people rent, you know, booth runners now, and I don't have them. It's like, it's not gonna work. So I stopped looking. So that was February, March. Around August of 2020, I kind of got remotivated. I looked on Craigslist and I saw what are they called? Like commercial townhomes. So I don't know if you've seen like those spaces where it looks like a townhome from the front, but it's definitely like commercial properties. A lot of insurance companies, you know, might use them, or like tags and title places. A woman and her husband owned the townhome, commercial townhome, and they were renting out the bottom level of it, which was perfect. It was big, it was nice. I didn't have to worry about no large, huge corporation wanting no goddamn cosigner from me. I was like, okay, this is it. Thank you, God. This was it. I took my aunt again with me to go look at the space. I really, really liked it. My aunt, the day that I went to look at the space, my aunt was like, okay, if you're interested, we need to apply tomorrow. I'm like, okay, bet. The lady was like, oh, I have, you know, I showed the space to someone yesterday and she's interested in doing something similar to you, like a beauty bar. I'm like, okay. She's like, yeah, so, you know, just to let you know, in case if you're interested, just, you know, let us know as soon as possible. I'm like, okay. That was the day. So I'm thinking, okay, that was that night. I went home, I talked to it about it with my boyfriend. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna apply to this space like tomorrow. I'm thinking tomorrow, like afternoon. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Like, that's the thing about, you know, realty, property, whatever. That's the thing about when you're interested in a home, a commercial space, that shit moves fast. Like, oh my God, moves so fast. I was like, okay, I'm gonna apply tomorrow. But I had clients in the morning, so I'm doing hair in the morning. I get a text from my aunt and she's like, the landlord just let me know that they received an offer. If you're interested, you should apply now. So I literally stopped doing my client. Like, I stopped. Thank God the client I had was one of my friends. Not friends, but you know how clients become friends. She was very understanding. I stopped. I popped my laptop open. I was filling out everything because I had kind of did a financial statement before in the meantime, but I had got discouraged, so I really didn't complete it. So I finished my financial statement. You know, I wrote like a cover letter kind of thing and I applied. I wanted her to see mine too. I wanted it to be like neck and neck. I didn't want to apply way later. She received my application. I sent over I Zelled over an application fee too. So now I'm just waiting. Now, I'm gonna say this because, like I said, it like, what's for you will always be for you, you know, and you just have to do the work, keep your head down, and hustle. If you really want something, it's no way, nothing in the world can keep it from you. But it's really hard when you're kind of like, dang, I thought that was for me, and it wasn't. So I get on Instagram, right, and someone I know in my area had posted, and they're like, opening a beauty bar, coming to this city, and I'm looking for booth runners and room runners. So I'm like, and my landlord just said that someone else applied. So I'm just like, the person had recorded, you know, the space too. So the next clip, mind you, I'm waiting, like we're waiting. So then like later on that day, I guess because she was getting traction, people were interested, but they probably wanted to see the space. She posts the space and she's like, looking for renters. So I'm like, oh my God, like it was reality that like someone else could get the space, because, and you know, she had every right to prepare herself for, if she was to sign that lease, she gonna have to start paying rent. Oh my God, I'm just praying, whatever. So then I'm at work. I don't know if you guys know, but I bartend and do like waitress, bottle service, part-time. I'm at work and I see an email from the lady. She's like, this was 2 days after or something like that. She's like, you know, thank you for applying. Your application was great. Everything was great. Like, she literally was like, she had no way to decide who to be in the space, because she, you know, felt she clicked with both of us. It was, you know, the applications were great. Our financial statements, I'm assuming, you know, that the girl sent over financial statement, but everything was great. So she was just like, she had nothing to decipher between the two in terms of like who she should rent from. Here's the other thing. The office space that I rent now, she was renting in another city because he has multiple locations in my state. So she was renting in another city. So when we sent in our applications and had to send in referrals, the landlord that we were still, you know, at, or I'm still at, had to give both of us referrals. And it's so funny because we have a kitchen in my office suite. So I'm in the kitchen and he's like, hey, you know, I just gave you and such a referral. Like, that's dope. You know, you guys are gonna be dope. Like, that's so cool. And I was like, wait, what? Oh yeah, okay, so that's how I got confirmation. That is how I got confirmation. Because I'm like, no, I know my realtor didn't tell me, because like they literally don't have that information. I think it's even illegal. Like, they don't have it. So I'm in the kitchen and he's like, yeah, I just gave you guys both a recommendation. I was letting her know that you guys are great, you know, girl bosses, blah blah blah. So I was like, we're not doing it together though, because I know her, I know of her, but we're not like close or, you know, stuff like that. So I'm like, we're not doing it together. And he's like, oh, he's like, I didn't know, you know, the way she, you know, carried the conversation was basically like, tell me about these two ladies. I know they both rent from you, you know, whatever. So he was like, he didn't even know. I'm like, dang, okay, so that was confirmation that it was the same space. I don't think the girl posted the space. I think she posted it after she signed. But that was confirmation that we had both applied to the same space. The lady was like, the reason why she went with the other applicant was basically because she was doing business longer. I don't know if you guys know, but I was doing hair in my home for like 2 years before I moved out. And you know, I think when I moved out, that's when I started like, okay, you know, let me get my LLC, you know, let me do this, let me do that, let me get my sales and tax license and all these things, you know, to prepare myself. And the lady said, well, she had been in business longer, so I just had to go ahead and go with her. It was tough. And she's like, you know, if the space above in that commercial townhome opens up, I'm definitely going to consider you, and you can definitely have it. As soon as it opens up, you can have it. I was like, okay, thank you so much. I was sad. Like, when I say I was sad because now it was my second chance, and this is a husband and wife that own this property. It was different, and it's far and few in between where you find properties where it's like super small ownership, or like, you know, a couple that just bought the space or whatever. So I was like, oh my God, I'm never gonna get this chance again. And like, it is what it is. And I'm like, that's cool, whatever. was very happy for the girl, you know, like I don't even know if she knows that because I was so like supportive and everything because her space turned out so cute. So I was just like, all right, well, wasn't meant to be, it wasn't for me, or whatever. So it is what it is. I guess my second advice, which is that if you're interested in your business and you're thinking about taking it serious and you're like, you know what, I think I'm gonna do this, don't sit on it for too long. Go ahead and make your business an LLC and go ahead and reap the benefits of being a real business, meaning even a business bank account, whatever the case is. Show that you take yourself serious for some time now. If you're, you know, wanting people to take you serious enough to say, hey, give me your building, let me rent from you, you know, I got it. Nah, you know, show them that you take your business seriously. All right, so after that, I was like, okay, you know what, I'm tired of dragging my aunt around town, like, you know, I just keep getting denied or whatever. So I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm gonna just start looking at this shit by myself. So that's when I came across LoopNet. LoopNet is a website that shows commercial properties. There's a few like it, but I feel like LoopNet is the most reliable. If you are a realtor or a property company, you post your spaces on LoopNet. You post the price, how much it is per square foot. You'll post the it's like a flyer, that shows like what's near there, like what stores are near there, what streets is, you know, exactly what space it is, which ones are available, the square footage of the whole thing, and it'll just have, you know, it'll say things about the demographic near there, what's the income average near there, just different things that you may be thinking of, how much foot traffic or traffic period goes around there. So I'm on LoopNet, I'm looking at all these spaces, I find a lot of spaces and I'm like, okay, cool. Boom, I'm back in the game. I found all these spaces like, oh, it's nothing. I'm writing them down, girl. I'm totaling out the square footage. I'm finding out how much the yearly rent would be. I'm like, oh, this is nothing. Because in the meantime, I have been saving. Since August, I have been saving. Because I'm like, the day that I have to pay a deposit, baby, I'm gonna be ready. I'm writing all this information down. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm about to just roll up in there. I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna set this appointment up. I'm gonna go up in there. I got all these options to choose from. And I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna see which one is best for me. And I'm gonna make the decision. I'm gonna choose which one. And they're gonna be like, oh, okay. You have this, you have this, you have this. Cool.
Who had been saying that? Who said that? Who said that?
No. No, 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 no. No, that's not how that shit went. Because the difference between looking for an apartment and looking for a commercial space is, I personally feel like apartment property managers, they want tenants. They need tenants. I feel like the leasing office gets big commission. They need the tenants. I'm sure they get commission. They need the tenants. They want the tenants. Oh, you need this. Oh, you want this. You know, you can call. They're like, oh, no. Like, I hope you guys are gonna fix the carpet before I move in. I hope you guys are you're gonna repaint. Are you changing the washing machine? Are you doing this? They're like, oh, anything, sure. Just so you can move in. You know, they leasing office start acting ratchet as soon as you move in. But before you move in, you're in control. They're like, let me tell you why our property is the best property for you. Why our apartment is where you would want to be. Okay. Commercial properties are nothing like that. I'm calling these people, child, they're not even calling me back. Okay, I'm leaving voicemails, they are not returning them. I'm sending emails. I've never sent as many emails to a field of a type of career in my life and not get any like response before, like this shit. I don't know if they just judge you by your email. I don't know if they Google you and they're like, doesn't really sound like a reputable business, whatever the case is. They do not be interested. They're not returning calls. It's very hard. Here's the other thing. You go to these, you may see something on LoopNet, and if you see it on LoopNet, that is a blessing, because a lot of times the street that you live on has properties available. The shopping center that you go to has multiple properties available, or properties that are about to be put up for rent. The only difference is you don't know it because they don't show any signs. It's rare. Like, they might say, you know, for lease or whatever, but sometimes it doesn't happen like that. They don't put anything up. So you don't know that there's a commercial space in your area that you could be renting or is about to be available, because it's not up. Sometimes if it is up or not up, but if you drive past, you look in the storefront and it's vacant, you see there's nothing in there. Child, you looking around, you can't even find who do you call?
How convenient is that? Wow, how convenient is fucking that?
Like, you can't find it. Like, you have to literally go into a bit like a business next door and say, you know, do you have the property manager's information? Could you please give me their cell phone number, their email, or anything? I'm interested in the property next door. It's very hard. It's a different ball game than looking for an apartment, for sure. But either way, you know, the process of looking on LoopNet, I was able to learn different things like triple net. Triple net is a term for commercial spaces that basically let the tenant know what they will be responsible for. You're going to the property taxes, you're going to be paying like the utilities, you're going to be paying what else is it? Oh, and the insurance. You're going to be paying the insurance for the property there as well. So all of those fees will be passed on to you. They may be passed on to you and other tenants if it's like one building and it's like different storefronts for the building. But either way, like triple net is what you would be paying for if a property was a triple net property. I'm going to go ahead and say a lot of them are, I don't want to say they're racist. I don't know them. But I will say they profile because it's like they don't want to waste their time. They're just like, okay, there's no way I send a company 4 emails and don't get a call back. One random day, I just decided, okay, you know what? Let me look on Craigslist one more time. I'm like always up in the middle of the night. So I'm like, let me just look on Craigslist real quick. Look on Craigslist. I see a storefront actually near where my apartment was. Had no pictures. It just said storefront available for rent, gonna be available, like it said available now, you know, email or call such and such if you're interested in coming to see it. So at this point, I had saw so many places. I have been driving around. I mean, I would drive around literally on the streets and just be passing shopping centers, and I'll be like, is that vacant? Like, that one is what? Is anybody in there? I will bucket you, go into the shopping center, just looking, going up to the windows, looking to see like, okay, is this available? Where's the contact information? Is it actually available and listed on LoopNet where I can get more information? So I'm like, you know what? It's not gonna hurt for me to just go up to the storefront and just see what it is. I'm looking, I'm like, oh, this needs a little bit of work. But it was a black owned building. The realtor is black owned. It was a quasi commercial property. So the difference between what quasi commercial means, it's like it appears to be commercial. What is it? Townhome commercial building. It appeared to be a commercial space, but you know, it was really a husband and his wife that owned that building. They could have did whatever they wanted to with it. Like, it was theirs. They could have done whatever they wanted with it. So the space is a quasi commercial space. It is a storefront, a legit storefront, like sign over the door, see it from the main street. You know, sit things in the door, glass, sit things in the window, literally like it's a storefront. So I'm looking, I'm like, this needs a little bit of work, but you know, it has all these pros. And so I called the realtor and I'm like, hi, I'm here at your space. It was actually the maintenance guy that showed the space to me. I'm like, I'm here at your space and I really like it, but I don't know about the rent, because he had posted the rent online. I'm like, I'm not sure about the rent. You know, I really just want to know if, you know, you could possibly do blah, blah, blah. And I just negotiated. I just said it just like that. So I'm like, what could it hurt? He's not here. The maintenance guy is here. And the maintenance guy, who was an older black man, was like, you know, go ahead, give him a call. You know, he was really nice. He's really nice. And the guy that was previously in the space was like, yeah, he is really nice. You know, during the pandemic, you know, a lot of things happen. He's very understanding, whatever. He's like, just give him a call. See, he probably, you know, could work a deal for you. Called him, asked him. As soon as I asked him, he's like, yeah, we can do that. Like literally just that simple, just that easy. He's like, if you're interested, you know, let me know. And I could just send you over the application. I'm like, okay, send over the application. The application was not nearly as extensive as other places. He did not ask me for any co-signer. He did not judge me based on anything like stuff about my business. And he flat out said, you know, I really like helping, you know, black businesses and especially young people. You know, I'm all for that. And I really, you know, if you think you can do it and you know, you like the space and it's okay with you, then okay. Like within 2 days I set my deposit, because mind you I had been saving, set my deposit, set my first month's rent, signed the contract and everything. So it was from like February 2020 to about May 2021. I'm in here now. I still have a lot of stuff to do, but you know, I'm just excited. I'm just excited. I'm just proud of myself. And I thought, why not, you know, share what's going on. In the process, there was a lot of things, you know, that I feel like I can help people with. I know I did give my story, but like for instance, where I am now, I got 2 months free. I also got a lot of repairs done. Like I got, and mind you, when I say that realtors in commercial spaces are not phased over tenants the same way like an apartment building where they would give you that space with nothing. Like it'd be tore up and they'll be like, here's the keys. And you have to do big work. Floor be unfinished, walls be unfinished, ceiling be unfinished, or whatever the case is. Like my space, there was 3 rooms in the back that had carpet. They changed the carpet. I got to pick out my own flooring. They painted the entire space. They changed the toilet. They changed the sink. Like new stuff. Like they did a lot of stuff. There was like little it was a wall. They finished the wall, redid the baseboards. Yeah, a lot of stuff. They did it for free. And it just goes to show you, like, when something's for you, for real, like for real, it's really for you. When you don't get your way, just have a little moment. It's okay to feel them feelings, because that's really hunger. Like that's really hunger, like that you're feeling. So you don't want to deny yourself of that. You don't want to act like, okay, it's okay. No, feel it. Feel upset. Feel like shit, I need to get my game up. Feel like shit, I need to keep searching for a space. Like, all right, well then I need to keep saving, because I gotta have it. The day that God blesses me with it, I gotta have the money to be able to put down. Feel those feelings. But the very next day, you got to keep it pushing, because if it was meant for you, it would just be for you. You know what I mean? Like, just believe that you're unstoppable. The space I'm in now is a quasi-commercial space. There are apartments above us. So it looks from the outside, it looks like a storefront in New York. Not like a bodega, okay? It's a beautiful white storefront with brick and black perimeter. It looks really cute, very modern. Next door, the other person, because there's 2 storefronts side by side, is a barbershop. So I thought that was really cute, a barbershop and a beauty bar right next to each other. I'm really happy that, you know, that I got the space. I'm very happy to share my story and even more tips with you guys. So yeah, this is the mukbang. If I had to give a review on this, I would say these motherfucking things are not chicken nuggets. They're like bread bites.
I said what I said.
And it's breaded as fuck. It's different when it's that chicken sandwich, but this baby, the chicken meat is like this. And I don't even like chicken. I'll be back, y'all, with way more videos. I'm turning this space around. Like, I already started moving things in here. As you can see, we're in the corner of my office. When you go out, there's a door over here. When you go out, there's a large area. Then there's another room for 2 lash techs, space for teeth whitening, space for makeup artists, and then in the front, 3 or 4 hairstylists. And we got like a little waiting area, a little hookah area and everything. Like, I'm just really excited. So I'll be back. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm gonna post more content about my process, about how this space looks, how we flipping it around. I ordered floors. Oh my God, this shit is expensive, y'all. I ordered floors. My floors were like almost $2,000. That's just for them to come here, child. That's not even labor to put it in. But they're click floors. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna try to lay the floors myself. The space is about 1,000 square foot. So it's really good for moving from an office suite, like a small office suite, to this. I'm really happy. And it was affordable. It was already affordable before I negotiated. If he would have said no, I would have said, fuck it, Dad. But God said, he said, I got you, boo. And I got the price that I asked for. I'll be back. I'll have more content for you guys. And thank you so much for watching. And I will see y'all in the next video.